What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, before I get into this video, shout out to the sports and political channel of LB for putting this information out there. And that is that Jim Clyburn, this man pictured here, a congressman from South Carolina, has been a congressman now for just about 30 years now, all right, is being accused of gross misappropriation of campaign funds. All right. Although you won't see this in the mainstream media, the evidence is there. It's staggering. It's pretty much undisputable that he has committed campaign finance violations. Right. And I've been doing a little bit of reading about that, and it states that for every incident of campaign finance violations, the person found guilty of this is supposed to pay a $5,000 fine, right? So this is an individual who, at the very least, has misappropriated approximately $200,000+ for his own personal use. So what I'm talking about is money that's supposed to have been directed toward his campaigns, the money that's supposed to have been directed toward financing his campaigns. He used it for himself, to enrich his daughter, to enrich family members, grandsons, and maybe nephews. That's not what that money is supposed to be used for. Technically, at the very least, considering the amount of money that he's been accused of using for his own personal enrichment. And we all know this is just the tip of the iceberg with Clyburn. This man's probably embezzled millions. Look, don't you guys wonder why so many people in Washington end up multimillionaires? They come to Washington, regular people like you and I, little bit of debt, might be, before the debts, they might have $20,000, $30,000 in the bank or something like that. They're not wealthy. They're not wealthy, rich people, all right? And then all of a sudden, these people are worth $1 million. They're worth $10 million, $30 million. Remember, Mitch McConnell, although he didn't marry into money, but Mitch McConnell was a dentist. He was a dentist when he was elected in the Senate in 1984. Now I think he's worth over $30 million. I'm gonna do a little bit of a Google search right quick. Remember, AOC, right? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, right? She was a waitress. Now I know these things aren't always exact, but she was a waitress, and many people on the right made fun of how poor she was when she ran for Congress a couple of years ago and was elected. Let me see something. Her net worth, mind you, she was a waitress. Her net worth 2 years ago was $100,000. Now her net worth is $500,000. Where's this money coming from? I mean, they make decent money, congresspersons, $150,000 a year, but they have to spend money. They're not. Where's it coming from? At this pace, by next year, she's going to be a millionaire. Where is this money coming from? Look at it. These people come to Washington not to fucking just serve you. Maybe at first they're idealists. Maybe at first they come to Washington to try to make a difference, try to make a change. But those people who have been in Washington for years and decades, they become corrupted by the system, they become corrupted by the process, and they become just another cog in the system of corruption and mayhem that has systematically bankrupt Americans. I guarantee you, like I said, I know these things aren't exact science, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Clyburn is a millionaire. Yep, he's worth $2.5 million. So all these people are just these great Wall Street geniuses. All 535 members. They just have these Einsteinian IQs when it comes to numbers and investment. They're all experts. Or are they getting insider trader information? So you have to ask yourself, why is it that these people are committing all these crimes, but the news media doesn't report about it? Well, because these people are getting protection. These people are getting protection from those individuals, those special interest groups that I've talked about, and we all talk about, that really run this country. Those individuals, those special interest groups that have the lobbyists that pay the big bucks to have this country run the way they want it to, and this big club that they're all a part of and we're not, that's the reason why people like Jim Clyburn will keep doing what they're doing, and not a goddamn thing's going to happen to them. Nothing's going to happen to Donald Trump. Nothing ever happened to Richard Nixon. It's not going to happen. The only time that some of these people go to prison, these politicians, is when they present a threat to the system themselves. When their actions present a threat to the system themselves, and they are they're bringing too much attention to what's going wrong, and then they have to correct themselves and get rid of some of these people. The Rob Blagojeviches, the Dan Rostenkowskis, outside of politics, the Jeffrey Epsteins. Yeah, something happens to them when they threaten the system, or their crimes become too egregious that they have to sacrifice one of them. But other than that, nothing happens to these people, man. But I did this video because we have to purge ourselves of these cretins. We have to stop simply looking at the party label and looking at the issues and looking deeper into these candidates and looking at their character and looking at their past and seeing what exactly have these fuckers done for us. What have these motherfuckers really done for us? And this is not a pro-Republican or or anti-democratic video. I'm not suggesting voting for Republicans. What I'm saying is we need to get people in place and give some of these candidates who are cash strapped. They might be cash strapped, but some of these candidates that are running are rich when it comes to ideas, rich when it comes to actually wanting to do things that will actually help our communities. Now, one congressperson or one senator can't change the system, but if we were able to get rid of all these motherfuckers, all these old ass, ancient ass relics of the past, all these incorrigible, corrupted cretins, maybe we can get the thing headed into the right direction. It's never going to be completely for us. The system is just, to me, permanently rigged. But at least we can make a statement. You know what I'm saying? We got to get rid of these people, man. You know? Our lives are getting harder and harder. We have to work harder and harder to make less money. If I ask you this question, are you better off now than you were 2 years ago? Most of you would say, fuck no. But we keep doing the definition of insanity, which is we keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. When it has shown that these people, and it just doesn't work. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.